Yes, we are.
We are officially
recording. Yay!
After
so long.
It's been a while.
After so long.
Is it coming? Are we recording? Okay.
We should be recording.
The waveforms look smaller than they usually do.
Are we coming?
I don't think they look.
Are we coming?
Oh well.
Coming?
We're now recording from halfway through that part there.
Wait,
oh,
what?
that's fucked up. I don't like that.
I mean, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Rewriting history.
We are rewriting history. This is why I usually don't stop the recordings because I'm just like, I don't trust the things that Adobe Audition defaults to over there in terms of like, all right, you've paused it.
Audio jungle.
Okay, we're now officially recording again.
Recording
This is going to be a fun thing to edit in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, I wasn't pleased about it because I know that it would be your problem and not mine.
You know, this is the cross that I choose to bear.
I'm
for
so
my art.
happy to be recording this episode for the first time.
For the first time, we're talking about Cabaret to your microphone.
Yeah, that's right.
Episode.
Definitely not a second time because things were happening that day, and also I just generally did not feel like I was doing a good job of talking
The
about
vibes
Cabaret.
were bad.
Yeah.
We were all...
No. Well, whatever. My vibes were like radiant. I was like fucking...
Listeners at home, Bridget recorded the perfect episode of the podcast for herself.
Yeah. She achieved enlightenment in that during that podcast recording, and it's lost forever.
Yes, it will never be found again, even though I'm pretty sure it is actually just hanging out on the hard drive somewhere. But
The recording of her reaching Nirvana will never be heard.
Instead, we have to talk about the incident in Sloth World.
What?
We do, Sloth World.
I don't think we have to talk about Sloth World.
I don't want to talk about animal abuse, even though that is technically a topic in the film
We can
Cabaret.
talk about it in the context of the movie, but I don't want to talk about Sloth World.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Sloth World.
Look up the incident at Sloth World if you're curious. It's terrible. I hope those people go to prison.
It doesn't matter now because whoever is listening to this, Owen, that hears about Sloth World, regardless of us telling them to look at it or not to look at it, their mind is going to be like, what the fuck is this bullshit they're talking about?
Sloth World.
Yeah.
You don't know it's
You've unleashed a cognito hazard into this podcast is basically
when
what
our
happened.
friends were over and they were talking about Legoland, I totally forgot to grill them if they went to Peppa Pig World.
Is that an official part of Legoland?
Yes.
Okay. See, I've been so out of the loop of Legoland that I don't know what new additions or subtractions they've
Peppa
made
Pig
to the
World
theme
is
park.
for like literal 2-year-olds.
No, yeah, it's fucking
yeah,
Peppa Pig! It's a pig!
I'm not some stupid fucking idiot. I know it was just a pig.
I know, it's just a cartoon pig.
Everyone knows the famous video game that acknowledges the Queen's death.
Yeah.
They're really taking a political side. It's weird.
It's pretty funny. Here's the thing. As a child, I always wanted to go to Legoland. I never got to go to Legoland
Same.
before.
Yeah.
Legoland wasn't built. So
Wasn't built in a day? Yes, I'm aware.
it used to be Cypress Gardens, a big botanical garden that my grandfather loved to go because they would have...
Specifically in Florida.
In Florida. My grandfather would love to go because it had bikini women on water skis show.
Oh my fucking
At the
god.
botanical garden.
What a grandpa thing to go to a theme park for.
I wonder in the making of Legoland how many foot injuries were ensued in that development, because they probably stepped on a lot of them while they were
building all the Legos.
Yeah.
They're not barefoot, though. It's not like required for them to be barefoot.
I feel like
I could see the look on Bree's face being like, I'm fucking cooking with this joke. This is...
Imagining as construction workers like stepping on Lego with a steel-toed boot and still be in the pilot
still,
world.
still making a cartoon Tom and Jerry yowl.
No, yeah, he takes off the boot and there's like a Lego-shaped imprint in it where the metal went into his foot. Yeah, it just makes it worse.
They just wear, like, Knuckles shoes.
Like, understand, these are people who are just
Knuckles
like sitting.
has the Lego.
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying that helps prevent Lego-related injuries because it just slots, the Legos just slot into the brick on it? Okay.
For a second, I thought that's just what you called steel-toed boots. And I was about to be like,
Look, if you're asking if in my mind I imagined that entire theme park was built by people sitting on a carpet barefoot building it, yes, that is how I think that Legoland was built. As God intended.
I don't think the ground is made of Lego.
I think that's part of the dream that you have as a child when you hear about
It's all
Legoland.
Lego.
Yeah, you're just like, a theme park entirely of Legos. I'm gonna die on the fucking...
Like the guy who made a whole house made of Legos and figured out that, like, when it rains, it leaks easy because it's a fucking house of Legos.
Because it has fucking slots in between each brick. The trick with actual bricks is they have, like, caulk that they put between.
See, Legos hurt.
Caulk.
Because Legos hurt more, it dawns on me. If I hear someone died on a roller coaster, I'm like, oh man, that's terrible. If I hear someone died on, like, a Lego coaster, I'm like, ow. It's different.
I don't know if anybody
visceral.
died. I know, in Universal, the Hagrid ride had a swarm of bees on it. You'd go into.
Plague. That's what you get. That's what you get if you go on the turf roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
On the turf coaster. Curse of Raw.
Curse of Ron, cock-a-doodle-doo-wop-doo fun park.
What we've used, connected by cast or crew, deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.
Anyways, hi everyone, and welcome to Put It On The List, the queer film club.
The bi-weekly.
That joke gets funnier every time we record this episode.
We're slowly just becoming AWO, where they always say the weekly.
When they release like once a month, usually.
Yeah.
Anyways, first person in rotation, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Bridget, the owner and proprietor of the practitioner of the cock-a-doodle-doo. Are you proprietor?
okay.
Proprietarier. I like proprietarier. That's our new word.
The pterodactyl of the park.
That hurt my head. That's one of those trying to do a joke and it made a blood vessel burst in my head. It's the second person in the rotation. Introduce
I'm
yourself.
Evie.
Third person.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Jay. Every set amount of time we gather here at this table to discuss a film.
Every so often.
A film of
How
one of
come
our
you didn't
choosing.
start this like my Sonic stream where you're just like opening a big cold one in front of the mic? That was the most pathetic.
That was the most flaccid Diet Coke opening I've
For
ever
the
heard.
audio listeners at home, Evie tried to open up a bottle of soda next to the microphone, but the bottle had already been opened, so all of the carbonation has been lost.
Yeah, it was not.
But it's okay. Much like
It was nothing, much like Ishtar.
Yeah.
Yes, which was the last movie that we discussed, and I connected us to Cabaret, which
And
will
then
be
we
the topic
decided
of
to
today.
never podcast again.
That's not true. We have decided to podcast again.
Yeah.
The energy was just bad that day.
Yeah.
We were visited by a plague that day. We got Curse of Rod.
Yeah.
And it's all because of Big Odor, which is one of the things that we can talk about in terms of
The
catching up with
energy
everyone.
was off.
That's right. We didn't have the proper amount of energy. We had yet to see a woman get impregnated by ear touch.
Fuck! Okay, so Bridget and I have been watching an anime called Big Order, which is notably terrible.
It's a big order.
It's a bad fucking show.
Through the success of an anime called Future Diary, this loser got carte blanche to have another show made.
Yeah, and it turns out it was a bad decision to give that guy any kind of creative juice outside of just a generic death game. Like,
He made the most school shooter anime I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
it's crazy. Like, I can't recommend that anyone listening to this watches it, but like maybe like the first 3 episodes, and that's all you need to like understand like the kind of person that made this show. Because the first episode ends with the main character mind breaking this woman that's like trying to kill him and basically enslaving her to his whim. And then by the end of the 3rd episode, he has gotten a woman pregnant, and in that same episode
By grabbing her ribbon bunny ears or something.
yeah, she automatically gets impregnated with a cartoon voomp sound, and by the end of the episode is supposedly about to give birth. And
This is a person who hates women.
it's the kind of thing where, like, I've said it a lot in all of our discussions talking about so it's called Big Order. We call it Big Odor Pootinky
Yeah.
Eye of the Mummy because it stinks.
And also the main character has a bad CG mummy, man.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
With like goofy teeth too. It's like
it's like you don't necessarily want to assume that what is in a fictional work like automatically reflects
Upon the creator.
upon the creator. But
However.
I don't know what other takeaway you can take from this show other than the person who made it hates women.
Yeah,
Like, that's the thing. Oh, sorry.
I take from it that, like, a school shooter manifesto-ass motherfucker saw a bunch of anime, saw the cool scenes in it, and went, man, I want to make a show like this. And without understanding what makes any of those scenes well set up or cool, tries to put them into the anime, thinking he's so cool for doing it. And there's no energy behind it at all.
Well, that part is like the cherry on top of like the foundation of the misogyny.
Yeah.
Where like the misogyny, because the thing that I've said a lot in talking about this show with y'all is that like misogyny is unfortunately just a thing that is in a lot of media.
Oh, yeah. Anime especially.
We live in a misogynist society.
Yeah.
A lot of the world just kind of hates women de facto. However, usually it's more understated because that is some fucking Zizek, like you put the glasses have never been on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
However, this is a show where you put the glasses on and it's just nothing but ideology of like hating women.
Yeah.
Like that is the difference, and like it is right there. It's just like, women are terrible. They are your property. They are meant to give birth and do what you say, and that's it.
and eat rocks.
And eat rocks. You know that city that you fucking genocided? They actually are incredibly grateful to you now, and they think of you as a savior to their...
After the second nuke hits the rock, man.
Like, that's the other thing that, like, Evie pointed out when she was joining Bridget and I and watching it, which is just, like, the show's also incredibly fascist.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a very fascist show.
He also fucks his kid sister.
He literally fucks his little sister.
Not only his
There's
younger
no-
sister, his kid sister.
It's not some, like, anime shit where it's, like, you know, the incest is more of a, like, implied yearning for some reason for your
No, he
sibling.
just does it.
He just fucks his
The
sister.
catcher in the rye did more than catch, I'll tell you. He pitched. It was... ugh.
God.
Ugh.
Fuck. It's bad. It's real bad.
It's horrible.
And the worst part is that as we have gotten further into it, it's actually just gotten more boring.
yeah.
Which...
That's the
It
worst part.
depends. You like think back on it, you're like, oh, fuck this.
That's how you can tell the power of, like, an actually bad thing. You
Yeah.
think back on it and you're like, God, that shit was fucking terrible.
You're like, oh,
That's
that
so
episode
stupid.
was boring, and then you think back and you're like, fuck this.
You're able to retroactively get angry at it.
This isn't like Shimonetta. This isn't beautiful art. This is just bad.
Well, I was gonna say this is an Ishtar where I'm just like annoyed that I
Yeah.
wasted my time with it.
It's boring bad for the most part.
But yeah, that's aside from that, I've been what the fuck was that, Bree?
Oh, the Ishtar thing where she just flashes her tits. I was gonna say, there's a similar energy where
For a
it's just
second, I
like,
thought you were doing like a fancy Ryan Clancy, like,
oh no.
Trying to do a wrestling pose.
yeah.
But aside from that, I've been reading a bit more. It's only, comics and stuff like that, but I read through all of what's legally available of Kawamori's A Bride Story, and it's pretty good. That is a pretty solid manga. As someone who does not tend to be like a period piece, like romance type of person, like the passion that you feel on the page that Kawamori has for
Can we have like a sentence of what that is?
of what
What A Bride Story is?
yeah, it takes place like I guess you would say like around the kind of the decline of the Silk Road, you would say probably. Like Silk Road has started to hit its decline and the Industrial Revolution has started to become more of a thing. And it takes place in Central Asia, and like the main centering piece is this like newly married couple of it's like this woman from a tribe who's like kind of on the tail end of like marriage age of that time period, which is like 21 or something like that. And like her child husband, who's like this 12-year-old boy essentially. And it's just like kind of very slice of lifey going through a day in the life of this nomadic tribe in Central Asia. And from there it like branches off into the stories of different people that like kind of come in and out of their lives from there.
Okay.
And like it's again, you just feel the sense of passion that Kawamori has for that particular period of time, because prior to this she did a manga called Emma Victorian. It's Victorian romance story or love story?
Victorian romance story,
Yeah, which
I also have.
Yes, that was one I was thinking about reading but didn't quite get to. But essentially, like, it's just that is about, Victorian London. And,
a lot of maids.
Yes. You could tell that she loves research and, like, looking back at,
absurdly detailed fabric.
Yes, especially in A Bride Story, because you could tell that she loves that there was this period of time where like it's kind of almost like a return ideology, but like in more of a positive sense, where it's like someone who like looks at this period of time where life was like simpler in the sense of like, you had your things that you had to do as a part of the tribe, but like aside from that you could spend your time like really honing a craft, like woodwork, knitting,
Watching a
baking.
naked woman eat grapes.
Yes. But yeah, like it's lavishly detailed, like especially when you get into like the like sewing of fabric and things of that nature. Like you will have, these painstaking panels of like characters just like sewing stuff, and then you see the result and you're like, holy shit, a human being drew every single like stitch on that quilt that person just made, and it's amazing. So I read through all of that. I started reading Gundam the Origin, which at this point I don't have a lot to say about, mostly because I've only really gotten through what is effectively like the prologue of that original Gundam story, which is essentially everything up to the death of, spoilers, Garma Zabi. Like that's the thing that like really like escalates the confrontation between the Federation and Zeon, and it's good. I don't have a lot to say beyond that. Really big order is the thing that has like been taking up real estate in my mind just because of how fucking bad it is. Anyways, Bree, have you been like watching, reading anything?
I've been, in the time I've been taking away from the commission game, taking my time away from streaming, being on the hiatus I've been on, I've mainly just been kind of taking it easy. The time I've been filling has been mostly with like just the hobbyist step mania stuff. I started learning how to make step maps, and I've mainly just spent my time playing the Tamagotchi Life. That came out. I've been addicted to playing with dolls and learning how to make really complex edits. What's up, Bridget?
I mean, has anyone on this podcast, I don't think you've talked about your Step Mania map itself.
Oh, have I not?
God, has it actually been that long since we recorded?
I think it just hasn't come up.
Yeah.
The long and short of it is I ordered an LTEC map from that company, and I had to pay dues on it, and it was really expensive to ship. And when it got here, it was dead on arrival. They took so long trying to send anything my way, which got stuck in Warsaw for a while without the proper shipping paperwork. And so I had to buy an Arduino, learn to program Arduinos, learn how to solder so I could rewire the whole fucking thing to make it work. And so now for the past few weekends, I've been doing Stepmania Saturdays as I wish to on my channel, and just having my own personal cardio machine between, of course, I wanted, as a hobbyist, to be able to play this game, and I had to buy all the workings for and learn to solder in order to do it, and it was really annoying, but I'm happy to say that it seems to be working great.
And also, Bree, proud of you.
Thank you.
You learned multiple skill sets to get that fucking thing working.
Yeah, it was, I hate to be too deep in something, but at that point it was like, I'm hundreds of dollars deep. I have to see this to fruition.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Especially if the way out of it is, like, relatively cheap comparatively.
Yeah.
How about you, Evie? What have you been up to?
I had to travel a little bit for work. I met a listener while I was out there. Shout outs to Dylan.
Shout out, Dylan. Miss you,
Hey.
Dylan. Hope you're well, Dylan.
A listener?
Yeah, Dylan listens to the podcast.
Supposedly.
You don't remember? She brought that up when we were chatting about her time.
Dylan, I'm your friend's wife. I haven't met you, but hi. I'm porking your friend.
Hey,
I'm cutting that part out.
I just
bleep it out, it'll be fine.
I just wanted to set the record straight that most people here, besides Evie, are porking you.
I'm no meteorologist, but I think that for Jay here, it's raining bitches.
So I'm doing well, Dylan.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Okay.
I missed this.
So yeah, I did some traveling for work, and I don't know. I just
Evie's been enjoying Marathon and Slay the Spire.
I actually haven't been playing a lot of Marathon.
Okay, well, she's been enjoying Slay the Spire too.
Spire. I play a little bit of a game called Titanium Court, which I quite like. Bridget also started playing it, and that's a fun like match 3 light strategy game with a bunch of really fun and silly writing in it. Just kicking it. Been watching anime.
Blackjack.
Yes, we've been watching Blackjack, the OVA. That's been really cool. That's really good. It's like if House was good.
Yeah.
And then
A lot of anime. Do we want to go over the...
I was going to say, before we do, that does remind me, in my time off from streaming, I decided to play a game for myself for the first time in a while, and I've gotten really into Sonic Frontiers. I love a Sonic game that the fucking mechanics work. I love one that it feels like they let them finish. I've been really enjoying it.
thinking back on the meme of just like an okay Sonic game comes out, Sonic fans are like, thank God.
Yeah.
They're stuck
It's-
in the cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. But anyway,
Supposedly, Shadow Generations is really good.
I've heard that too.
I wouldn't be surprised considering that people like Sonic Generations, like,
Yeah.
just at a base level.
Yeah, but people really like that in a level that I don't think was the same for.
There's a Sonic Renaissance happening right now.
Sonic Summons.
Sonic's happening. Yeah, no, Frontiers is good. I when I first saw it, I was like, I see that they have played Nier Automata and they want to do that. But no, I mean, it holds up. It's really good. I think this is one of my favorite 3D Sonic games I've ever played.
What's the correlation there in your brain?
Mainly when I saw footage of like how the bosses operate and the general aesthetics of the overworld, it just kind of looks like, you know, a little bit of like the glitch effects, the like kind of ruined landscape, the giant thing that you ride up with the little red circles being shot at you. A little bit of it just kind of felt reminiscent of that. But you know, it's really it holds its own. I think it's a really solid entry in the Sonic, you know, library.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's the new anime season.
Okay.
Would you like to run us through the new anime season, Bridget?
Sure.
As we're halfway through it currently, more or less.
Yeah, we're watching a few things. There's Witch Hat Atelier,
Amazing show.
Beautiful.
a
Beautiful.
show about art.
Yes.
Yes. A show about art and a show about education,
Yes.
I would say, are like the two things that is about.
And just like learning in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the way you put it was whoever did this clearly has a love for teaching. Like,
Yeah.
it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's let's say there are enough good shows this season that I almost want to have like a post-season, like just dedicated episode talking about things.
Talking about anime.
Yeah.
Because Witch Hat Atelier, new Dorohedoro, which is also
fucking amazing. Go for it, Nakamura-kun.
Yeah, go for a Nakamura-kun.
I haven't cared about two boys wanting to love each other like ever until now. Like, Yaoi got me finally.
And
Kamina Botan.
yeah, Kamina Botan.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like has the way I've been talking about it is it has big Hidamari sketch energy like that, or as we were talking about in our Kizumonogatari episode, has big early 2000s or early 2010s, late 2000s Shaft energy to it in its production.
Yeah, it's a very curious show because like some episodes are just so like radically different in present. Some of the backgrounds too are like fucking insane.
Totally. It is a show that operates on minimalism, except for the moments where it does not operate on minimalism at all. And like those are like these just lush flashes like in the middle of like a relatively subdued piece of media.
A subdued piece of media about women bonding over
alcohol.
Yeah, over alcohol.
We're not going to discuss the possible implications of alcoholism. That part's okay.
That's, yeah,
or
we can say that.
smoking.
Or smoking. But hey, smoking and drinking, really cool though. have you considered that it's incredibly cool to smoke and drink?
To smoke and drink.
Brought to you by Big Tobacco.
And over here we have our friend Joe Camel.
Listen, I have not been bought out by Big Tobacco and their incredible prices and their wonderful products, okay?
Do you have any menthols? I love this.
Is there another anime that we're not thinking of, Bridget?
At least as far as the stuff I've honestly kind of fallen off of Akane Bachi, which was the Rakugo show. I watched like a few episodes of.
It's not super new, but I have been dipping into the new Ranma, and I have to say, as someone who's rewatched Ranma half in its entirety several times over, it's good to have a new view on it. It's really good.
For sure.
Solid stuff. Glad to see it still existing out there.
Okay.
I too have been playing games.
Oh,
Games?
you can go ahead and talk about your games because I gotta use brush.
You've been playing Sonic 06?
I have been playing Sonic 06, sadly.
On the not as good Sonic.
I just beat Sonic Story.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, we one hog down, 2 hogs to go. I've been playing Titanium Court, which is fun. I basically did most of Soul Cesta.
Yeah.
I didn't technically beat it, but I don't know if I require that to feel satisfied for a rook. Been playing that, obviously, Tamagotchi to life. Basically, it's been like a stop-in, and it's like, hey, what's up? What's new? How are the kids doing? And then put it back.
Yeah. Tomodachi Life, there was a period of time where it just, took over the house, and we were just all on a couch, playing with it together.
Yeah.
And that's sort of subsided at this point, but it's still, still check in.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
would check in. You're like, what the fuck am I wearing now?
Yeah, I think at this point I've become the primary player of it most often because I'm the one not treating it like a Tamagotchi. I'm the one constantly on it. This is actually probably the first one of these little world building games that has really given enough creative freedom for me to be like, I want to customize this. I want to engage with it.
Yeah, if you want them to say sluts rule on top of a big hole that says hole next to a DDR pad, you can do that.
Next to a series of little islands that spell out the word "come."
We can make them say things that we can't say on a recorded broadcast about our beliefs. It is beautiful.
We haven't made them say too much edgy things.
They said a couple of actionable things regarding doohickeys, but
that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Evie played through our first laser active game together.
Oh yeah, we played through I Will, the Story of London.
I'm
Which
so
is a
old
baffling
I'm
FMV
so
adventure
old
game.
now. Yeah, it's a very baffling FMV game set in London, obviously. Filmed in London. At some point, you can make aliens part of the plot for some reason.
Yeah, and you get a warp belt.
You get a warp
and
belt,
there's a
and
funny cutscene where
you
just
spin around and
it's some real Doctor Who level visual effects, 60s Doctor Who.
I assume that's a Doctor Who thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the theme song.
I am not a Who.
I'm
head.
not either. I don't even like it. I think that the way I know about it was because
What's the
Orbital did the opening one time, and that's my favorite opening because I knew of that song before knowing about the show.
Anyway.
And I love that band.
I don't want to talk about Doctor Who.
I agree.
I Will, the Story of London is charming and baffling in equal measure.
yeah. If you have this free space for 80 gigabytes for the laser disc from 1990,
It's a
laser
fucking
disc
laser
game.
disc. So it has.
1993.
Oh my lord.
You can play it. You get a fart car. Oh my god, the driving sequence where you just listen to the fart car for 2 whole minutes.
The engine sounds like a fart, and so it's
like
just, that undersells how annoying it is.
You. Well, I guess that explains it
That
all.
about says it all.
We're adults.
The original
Anyways, I'm
fart
going to be
collection.
inserting the original fart collection clip right in here.
Okay, and after that's done, we can move on.
Yeah, that's a good segue to
Yeah,
the
that's
movie proper.
right now. We're just talking over where the original fart collection would be happening,
Yeah.
so we're just kind of killing some time in the recording. All of this is going to be all of us chatting right now is going to be happening over the entirety of the original fart collection commercial.
It just slowly gets louder.
Well, I think that says it all.
And we're not going going to acknowledge it in the sense that we tell them to turn that racket down, but it's just going to slowly creep up on us, much like the Nazi presence in the film that we're going to talk about
I thought you were
today.
going to say like a fart, but hey, what's the difference?
Hey! Anyways, before we talk about the film, we have to take questions from the audience.
All right.
That we definitely have not answered already before.
Hi, Owen.
You can send us questions, concerns, comments, whatever you want at putitontheList.bsky.social, putitontheList.neocities.org. My brain blacked out for a second there.
I do
you
that
can
all
find
the-
us at YouTube at Wife City Productions, wifecitygaming@gmail.com. You can send your emails there. And you can find us anywhere major podcasts are sold for now. But yeah, we have a question today from our dear friend Owen
Thank
that
you,
we
Owen.
definitely have not answered before.
As far as he knows, we haven't.
That's right.
A question from when? 2 months ago?
It's been 2 weeks.
Owen says, I've never seen Cabaret about it, so I'll just ask you some questions that auto-completed in Google. Who stars in Cabaret? Liza Minnelli and Michael York.
Hell yeah.
Who directed Cabaret?
Bob
Fosse. Is Cabaret woke? Kinda.
I guess, yeah.
It's kind of woke.
Yeah.
Like, does Cabaret have nudity? No.
Not really.
It has male presenting nipples, but that's about all you get.
Yeah.
Is Cabaret an okay movie to show kids? Absolutely not.
Yeah. No.
Cabaret movie ending explained. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Is Liza Minnelli related to Milli Vanilli?
No.
No.
No, wrong actress.
Yeah. She's related to Judy Garb.
Anyways, those are all the questions that we have today. Is that one from Owen? So thank you, Owen, for the question. And now it's time for us to talk about life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. We're talking about Cabaret from 1972.
That's right, I think.
Or was it 74?
Two ladies.
Oh, I'm the only man. Here's the thing. We just rewatched it. And now mostly what has stuck with me is just having the musical numbers stuck in my head.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
They're all really, really good. But for people who don't know and have not seen Cabaret, Cabaret centers around the relationship between Sally Bowles, who is a singer at a cabaret club in 1930s Germany, Berlin specifically, and her relationship with Brian Roberts, who is a university student from Cambridge, who's visiting Berlin to work on his Doctor of Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
We never really get much.
He doesn't really get into that all that much.
Yeah, like in some ways, like you can if you have the historical knowledge of, you know, the philosophers, mid-century philosophers, like it kind of makes sense because Germany was like a big hub for, you know, cultural philosophy during that period of time.
Not always of good philosophies.
Well, I was going to say, especially in the wake of World War II, that's where you get like the fucking like God.
Like Heidegger?
Yeah, that's where you get like Heidegger, like all those people and the like. So like if you have that cultural history in your brain, you can understand why that guy would go there for his Doctor of Philosophy.
You mean World War One?
No, World War II.
World War II. This movie takes place. The Nazis are there, Bridget. It's World War II.
Well,
I know all about the Nazis. My grandmother wouldn't shut up about it.
Well, I think the thing is, like, Bridget, it's
This is the fallout from World War One.
yeah.
It's enough years removed that it's not like the immediate fallout.
It's not the immediate, but it's like
It's at least like a generation or so removed that, you know, the long-term effects of, you know, what happened to Germany post World War One are like really being felt at that
Worlds
point in
be
time.
warring.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's primarily about their relationship, but in the backdrop, it's the lead up to World War II, so, you know, it is kind of about the cultural rise of the Nazi Party in Germany.
Always in the
during that
background
time
of everything going on with our characters is just that growing.
Oh man, it's so well done. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to not, like, this is part of the problem that I had during our initial failed recording, was just like really drilling down on how well done that part is, because it is there is so much detail in the like set design and just like background noise and background like costume design and stuff like that. Like, everything is so immaculately detailed that like the Nazis are basically always in some way or another culturally present in most scenes throughout the movie, like, to the point that you kind of forget that, not necessarily you forget that they're there, but like
It's very much like it's a frog in a boiling pot situation, where like the temperature is just like consistently going up over the course of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the rise of fascism, the movie is like, this stuff is in the background and you can kind of ignore it a bit.
It's enough to kick it out of your club. It's a small enough thing.
well
Until it gets to the point where, no, you can't ignore what is happening.
Yeah.
And in watching it the second time, I think that ended up being the thing that like fully tied both of those elements together for me, both the story of, you know, Sally and Brian and, you know, what's happening in Germany at the time, is like, this is a movie that is just entirely about escapism. Like, and that, to me, that is like the beautiful trick that the film kind of pulls like right off the bat for you, is like, you start and like one of the first things that you get is, obviously the first thing you get is the Welcome to Cabaret number, which is like the person running the show played, I think he's literally called the Master of Ceremonies or something like that, played by Joel Grey, is essentially welcoming you into this. It's just like, you know, the world out there's all these things going on, but like when you're here, you can forget all your troubles. There's no problems here at the Cabaret. So like it's basically just doing this big trick for you, like especially with this movie as it functions as a musical, where like it is actively trying to make the divide in your brain between the art that you are seeing on the stage of the Cabaret versus what is happening in these characters' lives.
Yes, the cultural context in which that art is happening.
Yeah, but the part that got me is like the second number that you get is Sally, Bye Bye Meine, where it's basically she's playing the part on this stage of like this loose woman that like goes from man to man, like just as her whims dictate. And you know, it's supposed to be this play, but if you watch the movie the first time, you know, and go back to it again, you realize like, no, that is just how Sally is as a character. Like, there is no division between what is happening on the stage and what is happening in the real world. And that
Politics come into the acts over time, like in the movie too.
Which that's the fucking beautiful thing about this movie as it functions as a musical, because I feel like Bob Fosse is such a savvy director in how he manages to always kind of keep manages to keep the divide in your brain between the art and the real world, despite the fact that they are so intertwined. Like, when you reach the end of the film and, you know, the Master of Ceremonies looks at you, the audience, and it's like, didn't you forget all your troubles? You know, everything is okay. Like, you almost feel like Bob Fosse is embodied in that moment, just like looking at you, the audience, and just like, you had such a good time with the musical numbers, didn't you?
Right.
Yeah, it's it's so fucking, it's such a cheeky film.
Yeah.
In those regards. 'Cause yeah, like just every musical number is in some way or another being like telling you like the undertone of whatever scene that you are like going through or just previously going through between like the actual character drama. And that like it is so fascinating how it operates as a musical in that sense. Because Bridget, you as someone with more experience at like when it comes to musicals, like do you feel like this one functions like pretty differently than like most ones that you're familiar with?
Well, with a lot of musicals, it just the music happens in whatever
in the scene.
In a way, Chicago is similar to this in terms of what they do in the movie adaptation of Chicago is the musical numbers are happening in the main character's head. So it is another step removed where literally the musical number happening on the stage is a fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the musical numbers in Cabaret are diegetic.
Yes.
Like where it's you know it's all either like on the cabaret or like like a musical number in the cabaret.
Yeah.
Or you know being sung by a person in
like the one that you're alluding to there is honestly, I think that is the
I think
only
that's the only one.
Yes.
That's not like part of the cabaret.
And it is probably is the most effective instance of that happening in the movie. It's so the fucking Tomorrow Belongs to Me is such a fucking harrowing scene to watch happen.
Yeah, like it's chilling.
Yeah, like that is the moment where the movie pulls the rug out from under you in terms of like the division of like art as escapism and how it actually like functions like in a cultural sense.
Yeah.
Where like because the way, like, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but, like, the way that scene functions is you are just watching, it starts off on just this, like, shot of this, like, you know, traditionally beautiful, like, blonde guy, like, from the, like, bust up, like, singing beautifully like an angel or something like that. And as he continues singing, the camera pans down and you see the fucking Nazi logo on his arm. And, like, as he sings more and more, like, the crowd that is watching him sing.
The kids, like, the women, they're all standing up and joining and proudly with their chest in the air, like, the
fucking... it's very, like, young Republican coded.
Yeah,
like
I hate that this movie hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, that is the thing that struck me is in that Tomorrow Belongs to Me scene is, like, it's the fucking, like, the way that, like, the media would talk about, like, fucking, what was that dipshit's name? Richard
Spencer?
Yes, like back in the mid 2000s where like newspaper articles kept doing puff pieces on fucking neo-Nazis effectively because they were traditionally attractive people, like where, you know, they are presenting it as, you know, just like, oh, you know, look at this guy. He's just presenting a different, you know, option out there in the world and to these people. And then like slowly more and more as the number goes on, like not only is the crowd joining in, but like he takes the hat that the fucking like Nazi uniform hat that he hadn't been wearing, puts it on his head and does like the Roman salute where it's just like over time. It's like, no, I'm a fucking Nazi. Like, this is what I'm doing.
And he's shaking the camera with his face at it going, I'm a Nazi.
and I think to consider is like before the musical number like spins up properly, like immediately preceding that, like, you know, it's taking place at like a garden party that the main characters are attending. And like it's immediately preceded by like a romantic moment between Brian and Maximilian.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
two gay men.
Yeah, two gay men. And then like right after right after it is the line where Brian is just like, do you
Do you still think we can control them?
Yeah, do you still think the capitalists can control these guys? And Maximilian just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Because earlier on, they're having a discussion where they're saying, they're seeing like a scene where the cops are where someone's been murdered, and they go, well,
A
at least
communist. Specifically
yeah, a communist was murdered. They said, well, at least they're serving a purpose. Once they kill off the communists, then we'll deal with them.
Yeah.
And it's just like
You just see like you see his arrogance.
yeah. Like, they're just a bunch of punks. We'll get rid of them once they've served this purpose for us. It's like, you think they're not coming for you. You really think that.
Like, it is just such an... I said this during the first recording, but like it is a movie where you can tell that it was based on something that was originally a book, because every motion in it has so much. Every motion and choice in it feels like it has like a million things like considered beforehand that you could only capture in a novel.
There's a whole lot of texture to this movie.
I'm surprised how well it fits it in and paces it, though, like to fully capture what's going on without feeling like there's gaps missing. It does a great job.
I mean,
it's the book was like book was adapted into a stage play, which was then adapted into a musical, which has then been adapted into this movie. So
so
that helps.
It has these layers of obfuscation that has like kind of allowed it to be parsed down into this thing. What's up, Bridget? You look like you have
adaptation of an adaptation of an adaptation.
Yes.
Copy of a copy of a...
Yeah. So, but yeah, the texture is so palpable, and you can feel it in like and the choice that is made for like every character in this movie, because like obviously we talked about Sally Bowles and like the way that the movie sets up her character with that first musical number, but you also like have her dad is like an ambassador out here in Berlin, and you could tell that the relationship between those two is like not exactly there.
Pretty strained.
Yeah, a pretty strained relationship, and it does so much without even ever really showing you like those two interacting with one another.
We never see her father.
Yeah, like that is how absent he is. He is not a character appearing in this film. But like you get these moments later on where once she is like kind of been pulled into Maximilian's circle, and who is this like richer aristocrat. I did that same thing last time. Aristocrat in Germany, like she's talking up her dad, like being like,
the only cat that knows where it's at.
Where she's talking about her dad being like, he's such a lovely man, like trying to like make herself seem higher in society,
lovely and powerful and rich, and
like it
turns out he's a dick.
And you see just how much she truly believes that like she has main character syndrome.
Yes,
basically is.
I've
the
known
way
people
that,
like her. It's
that the best way you could define Sally Bowles as a character while still kind of being kind to her, because like she's kind of awful.
Yeah,
really.
She's a real mess.
Yeah. Like, and then also just the writing on Brian, Michael York's character, where like he is as the relationship between him and Sally like progresses. There's this initial moment where Sally just thinks he's gay, then they actually get romantically involved, and then Maximilian gets pulled in, and then it turns out we forgot about bisexuality.
We once again forgot about bisexuality.
I cannot get over Maximilian's permanent milk porn stash. It's a real
bad mustache.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bad mustache.
A gay person should have more taste than that. Speaking as a queer myself.
That's how you know he's rich, because like no one's willing to tell him to tell him.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
But yeah, like you have that texture to Brian's character, and then who is it? Henry is like the friend.
Oh, Fritz.
And Henrietta is his love interest, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, you have Fritz, who's this like German guy who like appears to just be like a poor everyman that's trying to
an aspiring businessman.
Yes,
who's like he enters the story just like trying to marry rich explicitly, but then falls in love with this heiress.
Yeah, this specifically Jewish heiress who is very much of money, and you end up finding out as that story progresses that he is actually secretly Jewish.
But because he's not kind of like protected by class interests, he lies about the fact that he lies about not being Jewish.
Yes, and by that point in the story, the Nazis have come into enough power that like he is not told Henrietta about it, and he wants to tell her about it because, like, if she finds out that I fucking lied to her this whole time,
and then everyone finds out I'm Jewish, and then a Nazi's gonna come with a big club and hit me
and fucking kill me. And like by that point in the story, we have seen that they have taken enough power that they are just randomly like
just killing people.
Yeah. Ah, God.
I hate that this movie hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, it's a rough film in those regards because like in the current state that we live in America, it is something that we are feeling at every moment is that like uprising of fascism. And the part that really sucks in regards to this film is like this movie basically tells you like, no, you can't get away from this shit.
Yeah.
Like that to me is the stroke of genius with Cabaret, is this thematic idea of like, you can try to even use art as an escape to get away from your
troubles, but you can't run away from it.
Yeah, at a certain point, the Nazis are in the room with you. They are in the audience watching you, and if they see this like queer spectacle that you are putting on, they're gonna fucking kill you. Like that's the oh god, it's such a haunting way for that film to end, where like the master of ceremonies looks at you and says, aren't your troubles all gone? Okay, bye. He walks off stage and the camera like
specifically before walking stage, he's like almost like a marionette that's being cut.
Yeah, he just like does the quick bow and then like disappears into
like he specifically has the hands out, like we cut the marionette and then moved him.
I never thought about
That's fascinating.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, after he has walked off stage, the camera like slowly pans so you can see a reflection of the audience, and you just see like multiple fucking Nazis just like sitting looking sternly at the reflection. And it's like reflected in this weird like kind of warped glass, so they look monstrous in that reflection, and it's just it's fucking grim. It's a difficult watch, but it is a incredibly worthwhile watch, I believe.
And it's like, you know, to kind of like as a bunch of like as a collection of people who are like tuned into like enthusiast spaces to some degree. Yeah. Like it really, you know, kind of shows the foolishness of ignoring the cultural context in which art is made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like something like that lens kind of like brings up to me is like, you know, you see like in like retro gaming spaces, people like kind of not caring about, you know, Palmer Lucky's fucking like you know, his like FPGA like stuff, and you know, kind of like not considering that he's like straight up a war profiteer, or like more mainstream gaming spaces like continuing to just like
glaze Xbox, like not
just like even if they're not like glazing it, they're still just like, you know, we're just gonna talk over their marketing materials, and just like no one mentions like the extent to which it you know participates in the genocide.
Microsoft is like actively contributing their technology to, you know, the war machine.
And it's
money makes the world go around, the world go around, the world go around. I hate that this film hasn't aged a day.
And something like certainly I'm guilty of, but it's like but like it's really just like you can't ignore it. You just can't ignore it.
Like that.
Or I guess people can ignore it, but they do so. You do so at your own peril.
Like that is the unspoken tragedy of that film, because it ends before, ostensibly one would have to assume that this ends like before like the Night of Long Knives or something like that, like whatever big power move that the Nazis made to like actually thrust them into authoritative state.
Like it's I think that's kind of like the bomb under the table for the whole movie. Because like, you know, there's the whole arc with like Fritz and Henrietta, where, you know, it seems like it resolves nicely for them, where they're, you know,
they've gotten married.
They're
he has
happy together.
Come out in some way or another as Jewish to her. She has accepted him despite him not being upfront with that. And, you know, they have a nice Jewish wedding. They seem to be happy together, but
who knows what happens after that?
Did they get out of the country before?
Because statistically speaking,
I mean, at the very least, she had the money that they could have made the land.
Maybe they fled. Maybe they didn't.
However, everyone that was working in the cabaret, Sally probably didn't fucking make it out of there.
I feel like that's heavily implied.
Just like the extent to which she talks about just like being having a beautiful corpse and stuff.
Like that is like that last piece by Liza Minnelli is like this beautiful song. Like it's phenomenal, but it is also like one of the most like grim songs that a person has ever sung on stage, because
it's just like I know that this life is gonna kill me.
I even though it is kind of grim, it isn't as grim as when you see it in context, as I'd heard this song before, but seeing it in the film where it's just like hearing that fucking it isn't that long a stay.
We've talked about before on this podcast, but like there's always a danger in the separation of, you know, these iconic moments in, you know, any piece of art from the context that they were like made in. Because like in some ways she's not wrong to be singing this song. Like you hear it out of context. It's like, life is a cabaret, you know, you have to enjoy
life
it
is
while
short,
it lasts.
YOLO.
You should enjoy it while you can. However, what this movie is telling you is that like, no, there's a fucking authoritative state that's going to fucking kill you. Like and there are actual like real ass issues that need to be like confronted outside of you enjoying your life, you know? Like it's and that's how this movie is like about that escapism, and how dangerous it is to fall into those holes where like it is vitally important. People need to have like that escape in some way or another. Like you need to have that avenue of play to get away from your troubles in life, but you
can't always throw all your cares away.
But at the end of the day, there are like material things that are literally impacting you. Which that is the part in which like the tying in of the, you know, socio-political culture of where this movie takes place in time is like so vital to it, because, you know, after World War I, that's when fucking Germany is like economically like at its worst, like because they got fucked over or they believe they got fucked over and what agreement happened.
In like the Treaty of Versailles. And, you know, they had to pay like reparations to like the countries that were
hurt by the war.
Were devastated by the war, and like it was the characters in the film make mention that like the
economy is fucked.
It's still fucked. Like even like decade like. It would be over. It wouldn't be quite 2 decades. It would be like a
decade and a half,
yeah,
like
around there.
roughly a generation at least.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's like a very like specific, like particularly during like the Tomorrow Belongs to Me scene, where like everyone is standing up and singing except for like a really old guy who is just like kind of like looking away and sort of looking towards the ground, and just you get the impression that like
it's a very MAGA moment, like not to make the obvious comparison, but like it is very much like the America has financially been in a fucking shit place for decades at this point.
Well, I mean more in the sense that he's like he has maybe like seen the devastation that like war brings.
This warmongering personality can have.
Yeah.
But I guess the comparison that I was making is just that like, it's very much a rallying of people who have been alienated by, the economic state of the country that they live in, seeing these people trying to purport to like preach for a better way of life than where they currently are, and everyone being like, yeah,
I hate that this movie hasn't aged
The world will
today.
belong to us one day.
Yeah. It's just like, no, look at what the man is doing. He's throwing his hand up in the air in a Roman salute. That's a Nazi. He wants to...
People in the 40s being like, you can't compare these people to Nazis. You can't just say everything's
30s.
a Nazi. 30s. Saying you can't just say everyone's a Nazi.
Oh, man. But, like, it's just...
the ICE recruiter hanging out in the... but he gets beat up by that guy. It's like, oh, fuck, man.
But, no, like, just this ever-present idea that, like, the troubles that you are... The way that we divide in our brain the regular everyday problems we go through from how those are caused by like our material conditions that exist, like the actual politics that like function around us and all, like it's a fucking great movie. Like the more I've sat with it, the more I'm like, no, that is a phenomenal piece of cinema.
In a way, I am really glad that we got to watch it another time after letting it absorb a bit. Like, it hits.
And talking about it kind of as a movie, like, Liza Minnelli's performance in this movie is, like, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And, like, you like, I feel like she's someone who, in, like, the kind of current cultural moment, or, like, within like our time is like she's like the funny lady from Arrested Development, and like after this movie is when she kind of became a joke, but like watching it you understand, oh, she's got it.
She's enrapturing in this
Oh,
film.
baby,
like
she's got it.
Like, that is the thing. Every single musical number that she has that stage presence. She has a fucking... I always forget the actress's name from The Shining.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall. She has a very Shelley Duvall look to her where it's like creepy cute, almost kind of like she's got just great big eyes and like almost like a kind of weird like face to her, but like just enrapturing to look at.
It's like Audrey Hepburn and Shelley Duvall had a kid.
Sure. That's a good comparison, I think.
And like
Michael York's performance as Brian, like
he's great.
He's so subdued throughout like it is amazing how much he does without overacting. Like he's just so very pulled back and reserved and restrained in a way that does not just simply feel like, oh, he's British. Like it you can tell that there is that texture there within him.
Like he's like, you definitely get the feeling he's like, oh, he's British, but also like you kind of get you kind of get the impression that he has like a really he has an inner life that we are not seeing.
Yeah.
And like, in fact, he does not show to people except in particular at particular times.
Yeah.
And like, it's very wild to see Michael York, because it's just like, oh shit, if watching Basil Exposition like be a real actor.
Yeah, famous Austin Powers recurring character.
Yeah, because I literally have no experience with Michael York outside of Austin Powers and this movie.
So he's amazing in it, and I feel like it is overall just like a very well acted, well cast movie.
Just
like
incredible.
From looking at the cast, for picking my own movie, there's quite a few just people from Germany, German actors,
I mean, I would believe it. That seems like it would be the right call to make, rather than having a bunch of people pretending to be German. But yeah, I think about that. I think about how vital like the particular characterizations of like all of our main characters are to the cultural context that they exist in. Like Sally essentially, I almost called her Sally Fields. Sally effectively being like a sex worker, more or less. Brian being a closeted gay man.
Maximilian basically just being like a debutante.
Yeah, Fritz being a closeted Jewish man who is also poor. Henrietta being a rich Jewish woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Just all of these things very much like fitting it like a perfect, like puzzle, like jigsaw puzzle, like laid out on the table, and like what almost feels like all these desperate parts, but they like craft this perfect image of this particular place and time.
Yeah.
Like it is genuinely like kind of an amazing film. Yeah. The more I've sat on it, the more I'm like, oh god, yeah, that's fucking cinema there. Yeah. That's great. But I don't know if I have any other like sporadic thoughts I want to get out there about, like, obviously all the musical numbers are fantastic.
Yeah.
Positively Fossified. Yes. Very good.
I'm trying to think, are we on to final thoughts? Might be on
I think I'm ready to.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Movie's great. I do highly recommend. Do be warned. There is dog death in this movie.
There's people death.
There is also people death, but there is dog death also. So
communist
if you are not
dogs,
ready,
a lot of good comrades.
if you are not prepared to see a dog death on screen, do not watch this movie.
Yes.
You will see a Nazi.
You will see at least one Nazi.
Yeah, there's some challenging material in this movie.
Yes.
To see or not see?
That is the question, ultimately. Evie,
the answer is always not see. Or not see. Not see.
All right, we need an off-ramp out of this. This movie was very good.
The trials and tribulations of talking about anti-Semitism.
Weirdy beans at Weirdy beans at Weirdy beans at help me. Anyway,
it's. I think it's a movie that like anyone who's watching it today, I think people will get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I think it makes perfect sense to anyone these days watching this. What's going on? It's relatable. It's terrifying. It's a great film.
Yeah.
And I feel like we talk a lot about the the rising tide of fascism part of the movie, but it's also just like a really good like
character drama.
Yeah, character drama. Like there's like a really compelling like kind of romantic triangle going on.
And also warning for technically an assault.
It's kind of swept under the rug,
and then
just kind of forgotten. It's very much one of those like this was written in a different time. Where like that was accepted.
Ravishing is what they called it before that was correctly called a different R word.
I feel like it is handled. I think it's handled intelligently.
Yes.
But it is like
It's hard not to feel gross about it.
Yeah.
it's I think it's knowingly knowingly gross.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for approaching that subject while still not making Fritz as a character like fully unlikable
Yeah.
is as well
Irredeemable,
handled
yeah.
as it could be.
Yeah.
Did you have any final thoughts aside from what you said, Bree?
No, I think I've covered everything.
All right, Bridget, as the person picking the next film, what are your final thoughts on this movie?
My final thoughts are this is one of my mom's favorite movies. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
At
Day.
time of recording, it's Mother's Day. Happy late Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
That's right.
Frank Zappa, the xylophonist, whatever your name was
Mommy.
again. Terry
She
Bozzio.
pointed at me when she said "mummy," and then she pointed at Evie that time. And said,
Mommy.
But yeah, no, this movie is great. Literally, it is just so engrossing. The musical numbers are amazing. Even it's not one of those movies where you're like, okay, get to the next musical number.
No, yeah, all of them, all of the musical numbers are so fun. Like, it's what makes the trick of like the divide between, you know, the art and the real world outside of it so fucking so good. It just tastes good on my lips.
There's like we didn't talk about it, but there's one musical number that is just like they put a button on it that's just like this little like just like quick hit sort of like knife stab, and then like they get out like really quickly to where like you almost like you get whiplash from it.
Is
Yeah.
it the see her through my eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll see if you watch the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I have to backpedal one more time
Yeah.
because there is one more point that I remembered. Like the thing that I especially love as you get further into the cabaret segments, you can feel that like the master of ceremonies is in some way or another trying to take like the piss out of like you know, Nazism and everything like that as he's showing all those things. But like this movie's just such a testament to like, no, this isn't going to stop it. Like you can have your art and your comedy like kind of trying to take the piss out of these things, but that will not actually materially stop these things.
Yeah,
from
editorial cartoons have never killed Nazis.
happening. Yeah.
Real fact.
Like especially like with that you know, through her eyes like number isn't itself an anti-Semitic joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So it's just like, oh, you just ended up
Is circling back around to like
Well,
falling into that ideology.
yeah, and it's like kind of failing to recognize that no, you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Like the thing that you are trying to present as satire is actually just falling into it. Like it's so fucking good. This movie's so fucking
I mean,
good.
it makes me think of like the whole like the president's gay arguments where it's like, thanks for punching down on gays because you're mad at a fascist, you know?
Yeah.
It is an
Exactly.
undying, horrid fucking reality. This is such a good movie.
It's such a good movie. Anyways, I'm sorry I interrupted your final thoughts, Bridget. I would have been remiss if I did not remember to bring that part up. But continue.
But yeah, no, this is a very good movie. Some of the songs were common in my household, so...
I believe you were saying the money one was the common one. Money
That makes
makes
sense.
the world go around the world, go around the
It's very
world.
catchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the inside my head all day, I'm just gonna be hearing.
Oh yeah, that one.
That is maybe the funniest one.
Yeah, like that is the most lighthearted part of the movie is
Yeah.
the two ladies song, because it's essentially just being like, don't forget about bisexuality.
I have the polycule.
And it's funny because essentially the love triangle that you get between those three main characters is just the inverse of the two ladies song.
Yeah.
Two men now, and I'm the only gal. So, where are we going to now? Who's your connection?
So this is funny because if the recording originally happened, this is not the movie I would have picked because I didn't even know.
What is the movie that you were going to pick?
It was a toss-up between The Thief and the Cobbler and Westworld.
Okay.
Instead,
Well, tell us what your connection is before you say the movie.
it's Robert Newsom. He is in the sound department of.
It's always the sound department.
They get around.
Sound reason.
Yeah. He worked on E.T.
But we're not going to be talking about E.T., are we?
No, we're gonna work on. We're gonna do a similar movie to E.T.
Oh no.
that has more recently been re-released on 4K.
Oh no.
We are doing Mac and He is the re-recording artist on that.
I love that you figured it out at the last second.
I was like, she's not gonna say
Wait,
Mac
why
and me.
is that one of your mom's favorites? Your mom said that movie is a classic.
Cabaret.
Oh! The way you were talking about it beforehand made it sound like your mom
a classic
said...
bad movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's right.
I'm gonna see the whole version of what was only the funny memes before.
God, we're gonna have to talk about the cultural context of most everyone's awareness of Mac and Me, which is just the kid getting pushed down
Off of the cliff, yeah.
cliff in a wheelchair.
When I saw that connected, I was like, I've never seen Mac and Me.
We're gonna find out if there's literally anything else to them.
I'm betting there's not.
It's gonna be fucking Ishtar again. It's gonna be fucking Ishtar again. God help me!
Next time on Put It on the List, throw your hands in the air and say McDonald's if you want the podcast to end.
Oh God.
What did you say before, Yuri?
I said we're gonna find out if there's actually anything in Mac and Me other than the funny clip. That one funny clip.
Yeah, like I'm.
Well, that
I'm
and the dance
very,
scene,
I'm very worried that this is just going to be another Ishtar.
It could be,
Oh God.
Much like Ishtar, you gotta
Why
dive in and
two-
find out. This is a.
Why
this
do
is
we
a,
have to do two Ishtars?
it's a
in
show
what's
about
effectively
exploration.
One cycle.
I mean, like, hey, they say
find
that there's no
Phoebe.
violence. They say that there's no violence.
They say there's no violence.
I talked to you about.
I told you to pick what you want.
You could have picked a good movie.
Which was?
I don't know, Thief and the Cobbler or Westworld.
E.T.
E.T.
That's right. I could have picked E.T., but I didn't.
Yeah.
I picked the next best thing.
You didn't pick E.T. You picked Mac and Me.
You picked the grandma scam, E.T.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie
Asylum.
just recently was released in 4K. I bet you never would have guessed that.
No, that definitely was a blockade in my brain.
When you said it's like E.T., I immediately clicked. I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
oh no.
no. As soon as I heard E.T., I was like, that's fucking Mac and Me. God fucking damn
I'm
it.
gonna strap in for a good time.
Anyways,
I'm gonna put on my good time hat.
Bridget, where can people find you on the internet?
At twitch.tv.
Say it into the microphone, please.
At twitch.tv/Sasquatchless. Well, you'll see me, Evie, Jay occasionally, mainly for
Sonic
a
06.
fudge
All right. Bree, where can people find you on the internet if they can?
I've made kind of a soft return to my commission, so if you go to vgen.co/asnesbo, ASNESBO, I can do do some art for you. I'm also on Saturday afternoons, Saturday at noon PST. I do little streams of Stepmania now that Matt we mentioned earlier works. I've been doing that for a few weeks, and so like that's the one thing I'm doing for streaming now, and it's fun. Come join me sometime if you want to watch my sweaty ass flop around on a DDR. Oh no, I just saw the Mac and Me cover.
Evie, can people find you on the internet?
Nah.
Well, people can find me on the internet, but I'm not going to tell them where. I will tell them where to find the podcast, though. That's putonlist.neocities.org. It's a good website, at least according to Evie.
I agree. Yes, it's a good website.
Putonlist.bsky.social, White State Productions on youtube.com. You can find us anywhere major podcasts are sold. Send us questions, concerns, whatever on there, or also to whitecitygaming@gmail.com. I should probably just make an email for the podcast.
Yeah.
However, it's more fun to say Wife City Gaming at Gmail.
We've done a couple of projects, you know.
Keep Wife City alive.
Yeah,
That's right. It always carries on in spirit.
It's always in here.
Just like BO, we'll just add it.
future-diary.tv/BO. That's God. Big odor fucking stinks.
This guy stinks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
What reviews connected by cast or crew deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.
Phew. Well, I think that says it all.